one of our new products
Yeah.
that we just launched, or 2 products, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's our patches. Okay.
Yeah.
We have our energy and focus patch and our sleep patch.
Mhm.
So what's super cool about this is it's a whole new transmission, right? We're putting it, there we go.
Yeah.
Putting it on our skin. Okay. You can put it, Ryan will talk about exactly where we can put it, but I actually like wearing mine on the wrist. So many benefits of both of these, but I'm going to start with just the energy and focus. One of the things that I love about this energy focus patch is it's different from like just drinking like a cup of coffee or an energy drink before maybe you get going on your workout. I mean, these are targeted to be release for 8 hours. So you really have this sustained natural feeling of like energy and focus. Really, really enjoying it today. I mean, how do you feel when you have yours on?
I know. I think like the delivery mechanism is different, and that's kind of what we're striving for,
Right.
is to give some options to people for things, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's not that big jolt of like, got a super high caffeine kick. Right. Let's go. It's a steady energy and focus, guys. I mean, it feel really, really good. Steady. And
these you could almost put this on and forget about it. So if we're going to talk about energy first, I just want to caution you though to start it early. If it's an 8-hour patch and I would no later than 10 a.m. I don't want you guys to possibly negatively impact your sleep cycle, because again, healthy sleep habits begin with, it's really your process and your habits throughout the day. So, right. All right. So here's the thing, right? We're talking about a different delivery system. If you know me a little bit now, you know that I have a lot of respect for the robust nature of like the pharmaceutical grade product, how they get there, how they're studied, the efficacy, all of that. But of course, I have a strong desire to incorporate more, say, Eastern naturopathic type herbal remedies into my daily routine as well. So, I love this patch idea, this topical patch idea. It was the late 70s that they first came out with the scopolamine patch. That was a patch for motion sickness.
Right.
And you've used it, and it works.
It works. It's great.
And then there was the big blockbuster. I think it was in the 90s. It was nicotine patch. And since then, pharmaceutical companies have pumped out patches. They've got them for nitroglycerin and clonidine for blood pressure. They have methylphenidate, actually, the stimulant for ADHD. They've got they have hormone therapy, they have contraception, they have, there's a bunch. But yeah, I mean, so clearly the patches work. Most patches work as topically applied and then through passive diffusion. So they'll just go from an area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration, and we'll do this over time. So when you first put the patch on, it's the most concentrated. So you can expect the most ingredients to be released. And then that does obviously start to taper off over time. So one thing to think about is, it will wear down, it will wear off. It's not going to be this high amount steady the whole time. That's sort of the nature of it. There are some things that dictate the success and the ingredients that should be used in a patch. Obviously molecular weight and size is the biggest. So large molecules just don't qualify. So like a B12 is a very large, very heavy molecule. You'll see it in patches. I don't know why people put it in there. It does not absorb. It's just too large. But a lot of that, there's like in the skin world, the cosmetics world, there's like a 500 Dalton rule. So if the molecular weight is 500 Daltons or less, they can typically expect to see some absorption. And of course, like you have to carefully kind of curate and hand select which ingredients will match that criteria. And there's other factors, of course, that would dictate absorption, pH and solubility and penetrability and all the different things that you consider from an ingredient perspective, right? So let's talk about a little bit some of the benefits of the patch, like we did talk about. So first of all, it's different, right? I mean, you're not mixing a powder, you're not taking a capsule. It's an easier thing. It allows longer dosing intervals, so you're not having to remember, say, morning, lunch, and dinner.
Right. It's kind of like a set it and forget it.
Yeah, it kind of is, right? But I don't want you to forget to take it off either. Yeah, and then there's also this concept that it avoids the liver, right? Hepatic first pass metabolism. What does that mean? So if you take something by mouth, usually, almost always, the first place it goes once it's absorbed through the gut or the intestine is it goes to the liver to be metabolized and broken down. And that's a challenge. That's a big challenge for orally administered meds, anything, vitamins, minerals, herbals, botanicals, anything. So transdermal does avoid that. So the dosing can be different, can be lower, which you'll see. Of course, you'll see that here in the patches. The first pass, an example of first pass while we're talking about energy would be caffeine, right? Caffeine gets absorbed, it quickly goes to the liver and is metabolized into, I think, 3 metabolites. I know you like paraxanthine is one of them, but yeah, there's a lot of metabolism associated with that. So the dosing of the caffeine in this product, I think, is 10 milligrams, and that is per patch. But again, avoiding that first pass effect, you can get away with that and experiment with that. So yeah, and look, I mean, that's the nature of passive diffusion utilizing topical patches. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually a few things that I didn't know about the patch.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, obviously the ingredients, there's so many, there's a lot of ingredients in each one, but they all have a very similar benefit. One thing about the energy and focus you'll find that's very common is they're not just something that provides the energy and focus, they're also all rich in antioxidants.
Yeah.
So you get these other health benefits as well, which I find is really cool. And it's a lot about enhancing performance, cognition, but yeah, it's just in combination of all these together. And a lot of these too have benefits for the brain health.
Oh, of course.
Which you think about like the focus and cognition. And a lot of times when we have like say Alzheimer's or something, that a lot of that goes. So a lot of these ingredients are helpful for that.
Let's go back to caffeine as an example, right? It increases mental acuity, right? It increases physical performance. And you're right, there has been a lot of studies now starting to show that caffeine can be beneficial in early or preventing stages of neurovascular disorders like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's.
Sure.
You know, of course, caffeine has its drawbacks and there's downsides to everything. That's why I want you guys to be well informed and understand it. You know, caffeine isn't necessarily, so in high amounts on every day and throughout the day that's not a good thing really for anything. So especially caffeine. Yeah.
Right. I mean, other things in there, like I just want to point out, like the black maca. I mean, that's a neurotropic, substance. Again, increases brain performance, improves mood and memory. So like you're going to see a lot of, if you really went and researched every ingredient, there's a lot of, similarities between them.
Yeah.
Where's another one? Oh, quercetin. We've actually got a lot of requests to get that into a supplement. So I mean, I'm happy that it's here.
I am too.
We don't just have single supplements. We like to make these powerful combinations of supplements. So there we got your quercetin.
Yeah, and so quercetin, guys, now is starting to show that it's probably a better precursor than NMN or NR for NAD levels. If you guys are familiar with NAD, if you follow anything, it's kind of the premier anti-aging molecule because of its effect on the mitochondria and energy production. Quercetin is like now shown to be really kind of the root cause, like how to plug the hole, like how to really fix the issue, right? So I don't think this will be the end of quercetin in our products, though.
Definitely not at all. And I do want to point out how it's awarded liquid orange fragrance oil.
Oh yeah,
that is from the essential oil. I've already had a few questions emailed to me. Is like fragrance. We all think of like red flags when we hear the word fragrance. It's from the essential oils, and I mean, there is no.
It's light. It's
there,
very light.
I don't smell it.
I do. It's very light. Yeah. And look, it's there because it's supposed to be like energizing that type of oil, whereas the lavender and the sleep one, the lavender and sleep should be calming and soothing.
Yeah, but these are all just the essential oil, no added fragrance.
No.
And you'll also notice that with the ingredients, there isn't anything else added.
That's it.
Like it's all the powerful ingredients. Gotcha.
Do not alter the
So it's more or less just take it off a little earlier if it's something you want to.
Yeah, no cutting. No cutting. Don't cut. You can't cut and say I just got half the dose.
Okay.
You can't, you know what I mean, or a quarter or whatever it might be. There's no way to know.
Okay. Yeah, I think besides that, and then being able to shower or work out with it, those were the only other questions that I got
absolutely
prior to starting this training.
One thing that's cool too is like how thin these are, how light they are, sturdy patches. I mean, they're easy to ship. They're great for international. And Lisa, I don't know, do you want to comment on the pricing?
I'm going to say pricing. So this is how they come in sheets, but there's 30 total in the pack.
Right.
Where are my pricing? So we have it at $14.95 per pack for members and $24.95 per pack for retail.
Okay.
But we also, if you scroll all the way down to our packs, we have an AM PM pack. So if you want to get the whole thing, yes. So that's $24.95 for members to get both of these. I mean, it's such a great deal. And then $37.95 for retail if you are not a member. If you're not a member, guys, it pays to be a member.
Yeah, sure does. Absolutely.
Yeah, so great deal on these guys. Give it a shot. experiment with. Maybe you want them, use them every day. Maybe you don't want to use them every day. Either way,
Yeah, and
great
the
product to
wrist is a
have.
great spot to apply them to anywhere that's hairless, you know, good clean skin, make sure it's dry. The shoulder's another area, the ankle's another area. Those are probably your three main.
Right. I was
main
thinking more
spots.
like if you were going to work and you don't want it on your wrist, if you have a short sleeve, something, you know,
Right.
again, somewhere on your
On your
shoulder.
shoulder could work.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely. Okay.
All right, guys.